Some women are simply born rich, confident, and naturally magnetic to their desires. Let's be clear, this podcast is not for them. However, if you're a soul-driven, visionary, or entrepreneurial woman who's been on a mission to learn how to create a better future bursting to come out of you, welcome to my world. I'm Jo Warwick, and this is Rich, Sexy, and Free. I've dedicated most of my career to helping women get to their core power and unlock the missing pieces for their own unique success. You may already know me as the author of The Big Book of Love. With 30 years experience in psychology, embodiment, manifesting, and energetics, we will be exploring together the keys to becoming rich, sexy, and free. So if this excites you, don't forget to like and subscribe on your favorite platform so you can stay up to date with the podcast. Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Rich, Sexy, and Free. Now, today I want to talk about the biggest lie that you have been sold. For example, we all know that the ultimate wealth is really your health, but the ultimate freedom is your relationship with time. What we've been sold is this idea that we are limited in time, that we don't have enough time, that we have a lack of time, that we have to race through our day. We're limited to a certain amount of hours. We don't have any control of it. Oh my gosh, we can feel the panic, and you can feel the frequency, the energy, the emotion of I don't have enough, of lack of time. But it's also the same frequency that just says I have a lack. I'm in lack mode. And what the lie is that we've also been taught alongside of that, well, if I'm in lack and I can feel that rush energy that perhaps you grew up in, perhaps you were taught, perhaps you've been programmed, perhaps you've seen it around you in your environment. And yet you've also had tasters of when that's not true, because when you shift your frequency, when you shift your mindset, when you shift the way that you are, when you give yourself permission and go on holiday, you notice that you start to have an abundance of time. Time alters to you. Now, we all know, we've all heard Einstein's theory of relativity. It's been proven that Einstein was absolutely correct that time is relative. And it's even gone further than that now in quantum physics and our understanding of how quantum particles work, how the universe works. Science is backing up what you were born knowing and could feel with your instinct and your nervous system. It is backing it up that says, no, it is relative to your frequency, to your mindset. And when we talk about mindset, it's not just thoughts in your head. It's about how the energy of your mind is calibrated with your nervous system. So it's the frequency that you're vibrating and holding and using and moving through your day. Are you rushing? Are you running around like a time pauper? Or are you sassy and moving with grace, like a queen who knows that her coffers are full, her bank is full? That she's moving with a grace because she's in charge. She's the mistress. She's got time on a leash as a beloved pet. Because the truth is, time, once you lead it, it follows you. It wants to support you because it's exactly the same as the universe. It is exactly the same in the fact that it's just a dimension that we can alter, a frequency we can alter. Now, before we get too sciencey and woo-woo, and you'll be like, what? I want you to understand there is ways that I speak that are both masculine and feminine. So when I'm speaking all about the science stuff and doing all that, that's my masculine brain. My masculine brain is thinking about the engineering, the mechanics, the physics. I love all of that. I'm a total fucking geek about all of that. When I was a psychotherapist, I got more and more obsessed with neuroscience. And the feminine part of me also is absolutely obsessed with energy. And because that was the gift that I had, that's the insights I had. I was trying to understand myself, the flow of energy, emotional energy. It's all the same thing. Either way you put it, you're talking about exactly the same thing. It's about the power source inside of us. Now that we're off the back of the 6-part series that we did of the I Am activation affirmation series, which is all about locking in the I am presence within you. Now that was very much talking about from my feminine side, talking about the power within you. Now I want you to know that I have a secret podcast, the final episode called I Am Safe, because what underpins all of this, including our relationship with time, is that we don't feel safe. We don't feel safe either in our power, and we don't feel safe because we think we're in lack. It's the underpinning of I am safe. That I am presence of I am safe. I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm supported, I'm underheld because I am safe. So if you want to grab that, it's $7. Just head on over to www.richsexyandfree.com and you'll be able to access it there. So with this biggest idea, lie, we should say, about time, is that we've been fed this, and it shifted particularly around the Industrial Revolution. That time when people were trying to make more money and move from being just the wealthy had money and the poor had none. It was like a shift of going, well, we can create, we can make stuff. And we started to create, in that era was when we created the middle classes. We really started to bring forward the hard-working middle class who really wanted to come out of being beholden to the rich and just sort of being given crumbs to being really able to take control of their own life. However, what they did with that is that it was the idea, no, you have to work really, really hard. Whereas those people who had the money expected, particularly in the UK, it was expected if you were wealthy that if you were a gentleman, you didn't do anything. As a lady, you didn't do anything. Now, I'm not saying that's what we want to go back to at all, because let's be honest, there was a lot of people who were very bored at that time. But what I'm talking about is there was this concept that we've been fed over the years that we've either got to work really, really hard, not just to achieve, but there is a lack. We've only got a certain amount of time to achieve our dreams, and we've only got, it's all exhausting. And as we know enough, and I know you know enough, you're a woman who's probably explored the law of attraction, manifesting, understanding more about the frequency of abundance. When you have been somebody who's been in a low frequency, not the frequency of depletion, but you have taken yourself out of being in trauma and drama and depletion. You took yourself out of that. You worked really hard to get to being in a mid state, what I would call the sort of around the 5 and 6, where on your energy levels, where you're like, no, I feel more powerful than I've ever felt. I feel like there's more of me than there's ever been. And as you heard me say within the I Am sequence, the series, it's all about embodying your power. And what that really means, it's bringing that fire forward, bringing your I am presence so that it's fully at the forefront and fills you up. Now, when you're around a 5 or a 6, you're at a halfway point, which means you know you have more energy than you ever had, and yet you keep burning it through. You keep lighting the fire, putting on a log, burning one log until it gets down to ashes, and then putting another log on. Whereas it's very different when you've reached the point where you are burning a healthy, good fire, which would be the equivalent of kind of being around the 8, the 9, where you've got this good solid fire going and it's got good solid embers, but there's still fire and you're putting logs on, you're fueling, it's sustainable. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a world where you live sustainably. Now, what would that look like if you had a different frequency around time? Because when you're coming from a place of a lack of time, your relationship is unhealthy and you're in a lacking dynamic with time. You're chasing around, you're chivying your children, you're pissing off your husband, you're dismissing everybody, you're not listening, you trying to do it all. You're definitely hustling. You are holding it all together, trying to have this full plate, but you are holding it all together and you are the engine. And therefore you start to fill up with more and more resentment, frustration. The longer you do this, the more you start to find that people just move away from you. Your husband doesn't want to spend time with you. Your kids don't want to spend time with you. Your clients, although you might be making money, it's taking an awful lot of effort. Maybe your team are now really pissed off with you, don't want to work. I'm saying this as somebody who's worked with a lot of women who have come to me either with 5, 6, 7, even 8-figure businesses or are high-end execs. They have created the life. They've worked really hard. They're usually women who have absolutely gone from all the trauma and have worked so hard. And yet they're stuck in this cycle. They're stuck in this highs and lows. They know they're powerful, but they don't know how to use it better. They don't know how to allow the full embodiment because they don't feel safe. And they haven't learned how to drive it properly. So they keep depleting themselves. It's not depletion, it's not burnt out depletion. It's that they keep shifting between, they'll burn bright and maybe come up to an 8 or a 9, and then they'll dip and go down to a 6 or a 5, and they have to go through these cycles, and they think that this is normal because that's what we've been taught about time, that you have this limited amount of time, so you've got to rush around your day. Now think of all the people who, working in a job. It's like, I've refreshed in the morning, I go to work, I burn, then I have to go and party, and by the time I get home, I'm absolutely exhausted. Or the story about the mother who is trying to hold it all together, so she starts drinking because she doesn't know how she's going to do it. We start to use negative patterns like drinking, like comfort food, like sugar, like drugs even, when we don't know how to move from one thing to another. We feel all this potential, this power inside of us, and so we get stuck. I don't know how to change this. And so we start using old behaviors that maybe we used as survival mechanisms when we were in the trauma stage. But that's not true. None of it's true. And it actually doesn't take very much. It takes a shift of understanding your relationship with time. It takes a shift to move into somebody who moves with grace. When you lead time and you recognize that it's relative to you, you can so quickly shift your mind, your body, and your frequency so that everything expands. First thing I ever hear from my clients say is just like, oh gosh, it was like I had so much more space. I got so much more done, but it was easy. I got so much more done, but it was easy. But the other return on those investments when you shift your relationship with time, people want to be around you. You become magnetic because you haven't turned into a total and utter bitch. When we haven't got enough time, we eventually become a bitch because we're like, we haven't got time to be present. We haven't got time to listen. We haven't got time to be open. We haven't got time. It's that idea, I haven't got time. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. It's a mindset. It's a frequency. It's a way of being. But when we flip that, when we change that, when we become the leader, when we take the ultimate freedom, the thing that we actually desire, because no amount of money will give you that freedom. No amount of healing will give you that freedom, because this isn't about healing. This is about how and why you are doing it and what you need to do differently. It's learning to be an advanced driver. It's learning how to be the professional driver of your energy rather than the amateur. It's about giving yourself the full fucking permission slip to do it differently to what you've been taught so far. And then when you come out the other side, you realize there are lots of people who understand this already. It's not weird. But truly successful people understand this. Truly successful people know how to bend time, to move with grace. Because no amount of you achieving the 6, 7, 8 figures is going to alter your life if you're too busy, unable to be present in it, too busy chasing around thinking you don't have enough time. And yes, there is a practical level. You can be productive. You can use methods to outsource and declutter. These things are important. These are the masculine side of you, to shift a system, put better systems in place. But again, if you haven't done the shift on the inside, no amount of system is going to give you a better life. No amount of funnels, no amount of outsourcing, no amount of having a bigger team. If you don't know how to shift on the inside, you're going to manage your team badly. You're going to manage your home life badly. And being time poor is a mentality of frequency. Now, if this is interesting you, if it's activating you, if it's pissing you off, welcome to my world and I love you. But I know you're not here to waste time or energy. I know that you're a woman who wants a solution. So if you do, I have the perfect thing for you. Not just, of course, the I Am Safe, but I have a masterclass that I have created for you called Undercharged. And fundamentally, it's speaking to the thing of the fact that you don't like the life that you've created. You think you should like it, but you're not really fully present. You're not getting to enjoy it. And the thought of allowing more becomes overwhelming, because you don't know how to allow more with ease and grace. I want you to really hear those words, ease and grace. And I know that you know what it's like to have ease and grace and flow, because you know how to touch into that power, but you don't know how to sustain it. So in this masterclass, we really talk about the fluctuating floor. This is the shift that needs to happen inside of you. So you can grab this masterclass, it's $33, and you can go and grab it from www.richsexyandfree.com, and you can upgrade with the additional bonus extensions that are available for you as well. This is such a great introduction into my world. And just so you know, I'm also at the moment talking about my favourite program, Time Queen. And this is an insight into Time Queen. Will give you an opportunity to make those shifts, but you can go deeper with Time Queen and really become the queen of time, the mistress. So if you're liking the sound of this, there's so many beautiful ways that you can make those actions. Do make sure to come and follow me on Instagram. I am dropping quite a few energy transmissions that I dare you to watch. They will powerfully change your life. Or you can join me on Facebook. Everything is available from the website at richsexyandfree.com. And of course, like and subscribe this podcast. Do share it around to the beautiful women in your world who you know will benefit from this. I'm sending you so much love. And remember, as we wrap up, time is relative, and it's relative to you. So it's relative to how you are showing up, either as someone who's time pauper or somebody who's a queen, the mistress of time, and allowing her time to be in devotion to you, to bend to you, to expand to you, so that your life gets to energize you, fuel you, and return to you, because it's all about the return of investment. Have a beautiful day, and I will speak to you soon.
It's been great to connect with you today, but before you leave, if you want to find out more about how I can help you personally, or check out any of my books, products, or coaching packages, just simply go ahead and visit richsexyandfree.com. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the podcast.